Hi there, YouTube. Today's kingdom song might not be very well remembered. It was only in the 1984 songbook as number 208. It did not appear in subsequent iterations of the songbook, but it had such a jaunty tune that it just needed to be included in this series. It's called A Song of Rejoicing, and surprise, surprise, it has some really poorly written lyrics. It's also one of the very few kingdom melodies that has defined singing parts. Now, nobody at the Kingdom Hall really knew what to do with them, so they were pretty much roundly ignored, except for a few super zealous brothers and sisters who really wanted to belt them out, but they held back just enough to try to throw their voices like ventriloquists, hoping nobody would realize it was them doing it. Trumpets are sounding, joy is abounding, God's mortal Son is enthroned on high. What's so great about it? At this point, it's redundant. Literally redundant. If he's the Son of the Almighty, or actually a piece of the Almighty, if you're a certain kind of Christian, sort of like a broken off starfish arm that grows into another starfish, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, if he's the Son of God and B, enthroned, then there's no need to call him the royal son, is there? Well, except for that pesky meter, or unless there's another not so royal son. One day, archaeologists will uncover an ancient text about the not so royal son of God, Hubert. Hubert, too, was sent to earth, but his job was to implement government bureaucracy and write tax codes. He, too, was sacrificed, but nobody will ever find the body. He was not taken up in the clouds. He did not appear to anyone 3 days later because everyone was so happy to see him go that there was no one to appear to anyway. Cymbals are clashing, bright garments flashing, throughout the earth now is heard the cry. Oh, well, what are we crying about? I think they got their rhyme words backwards here. From everything I remember about Jehovah's Witness gatherings and assemblies and conventions, it should be cymbals are flashing, bright garments clashing. Seriously? Who writes lyrics like this? Somebody who doesn't sing, that's who. The phrase bright garments flashing does not really go with the melody, and it's very awkward to sing. This is Jehovah's day, come rejoice. His kingdom here shall stay, be glad. Let every living thing leap for joy. Praises to God now bring and sing. To you our God we owe our salvation, and to Christ Jesus who is now our King. As you may remember, this is not, in fact, the first kingdom song to use the line, "This is Jehovah's Day." In fact, there was a whole song with that title. Why? Does Jehovah have a hard time remembering what day it is or something? Maybe he has dementia. And do you notice the commanding tone of the second part? Come rejoice, be glad, leap for joy. Oh yeah? What happens if we don't? Well, you're going to get reproved and then disfellowshipped and then shunned and then you die at Armageddon. And everybody who ever loved you will forget you ever existed and be so happy without you. Just makes you want to bring and sing the praises, doesn't it? Kingdom preaching and Christian teaching, many are drawn to Jehovah's side. Are you sure about that? Because I seem to recall some pretty sad statistics about how much kingdom preaching is actually required to make a new Jehovah's Witness. According to jwfacts.org, as recently as 2011, it took 6,000 hours of preaching to result in a single baptism. That's 8.2 months of nonstop preaching, people. 8.2 months. At that rate, you might as well make new people altogether, if you catch my drift. Which would certainly be more fun. And another thing. What is this Jehovah's side business? Why does everything have to be about picking a side? More all or nothing, oversimplified black and white thinking. Great. These two are voicing songs of rejoicing, sounding them out, oh so far and wide. Wait, are they saying they can't read? If they're sounding out their songs, it seems like they don't know them very well. And they also might need hooked on phonics. maybe they're sounding out O in different locations. I mean, this is just stupid. I can't. May we keep dealing in fellowfeeling with all God's people, the brotherhood. But didn't you say fellowfeeling was wrong? Didn't you say feeling fellows was fornication? You said pornea. And now we may keep dealing in fellowfeeling? Even with our brotherhood? No? Okay, foolishness aside, fellowfeeling is actually defined as sympathy and fellowship existing between people based on shared experiences or feelings. Okay, by that definition, I guess Watchtower's done a good job at creating a community that has fellow feeling for each other because all Jehovah's Witnesses share as close to the same exact experiences as it's possible for one corporation to engineer. And they're all emotionally manipulated and brainwashed in the same way, so I guess maybe they do have fellow feeling. But sympathy? Empathy? No. If they had any of that, of any kind, hell, ethics of any kind, they would not be able to engage in shunning, aka disfellowshipping. And they are singing, ever be bringing praise to Jehovah for he is God. And English teachers everywhere are cringing. What fresh grammatical hell is this? And once again, they've managed to reduce the Almighty to a status slightly lower than my golden retriever. Okay, praise him now, for he is a good boy. Good boy, good boy. Here's a treat. No, Jehovah, not on the road. Okay, here is a list of things actually worth rejoicing about if you are a Jehovah's Witness. Sale on dress clothes at Belks or Hamricks. Inclement weather. You could be able to skip service and a meeting if you're lucky. I mean, fortunate. I mean, blessed. God, what are we supposed to say again? Weddings are always fun. There's usually dancing at the reception and at least somebody's getting some action that night, so you know such a thing is at least possible. Okay, I'm running out of ideas. Honestly, there was not a lot to rejoice about when I was growing up as a witness. I mean, if I made it through a week of meetings without being called down by an elder, that was pretty cool. Let every living